In the traditional teachings of our people, certain information are shared within the seasons of the year. And the ones that most people are familiar with is the winter stories. And so right now we do have a winter season, and the telling of the winter stories takes several days. Some say it can take 4 days on that of telling, and that doesn't mean from sunrise to sundown or whatever, overnight. It means that every evening is time set aside in the evening after the work is done, where water is brought in and everybody has the basic necessities. Firewood is chopped up and all of that is done to maintain the household. And that's when the storyteller would take and be given center stage, and they would tell the story. And they have their own way of sharing the stories that have been passed down to the generations. I would encourage people when they listen to these winter stories that they not listen only to just one person's presentation, but to listen to as many different presentations of the winter stories as possible. Because it is that not one storyteller can cover all of the different little bits of information that is important, that brings all of the stories together. And then there are other things in that associated with the telling of the stories. I know that in ceremonial settings sometimes out of season they'll talk about some of these events that took place throughout the history, and it is something that becomes a part of the winter story presentation. And so sometimes they'll go along and they'll say this event happened, and when that event took place, this song was sung or this prayer was said. And in the language of our people, they would say, you know, Di ahot e the kondi sen hasli ahot e so the zanahot e hasli, and that's what they would say, and that's telling when that song in that ceremonial setting came about, or that prayer. And so the teachings are very extensive in certain settings, and particularly in the sweat lodge. In the sweat lodge, songs and prayers are learned, and ceremonial procedures are learned. And also you learn the very minute parts of the winter stories, especially how prayers and songs and ceremonies came into existence among our people. But that's a whole different thing. And so it is important to understand that we may hear little portions of winter stories, but it takes many, many days, many hours in that to tell the complete, what is considered to be winter stories, but also it is a story from the time when life first began. Hajine, or when some people in Great Air call it the emergence, but it's actually coming into existence is the correct term. And then the teachings that are given to us through the winter stories, and that the theme is always that the most important thing is kinship, or relationships, your relatives, your mother, your father, your siblings, and your extended family, aunts and uncles and grandparents. Those are the things that are important. And then it goes beyond to the clan system, the people of your clan. And then finally, then to understand that is to say that when winter stories are told and shared, that means that it builds your faith in the things that make you the ne, which means it is something that is necessary as a part of your being. So it is that family and faith and the idea that you have to be a being that has the freedom to think, to plan, to live life, and to have faith. Those are the things that are expressed in the winter stories. So when the coyote stories are told, they tell you, in their own way, don't be like the coyote. Don't live in that way. And so it's very important to understand that there's a lot of symbolism that are so very important to understand. And we'll share some of those symbolism in the days to come. But those are the things that we see, and those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.